Hello, everyone, and welcome to NDTV's exclusive interview with ex-Notre Dame basketball coach Digger Phelps. Coach Phelps is going to fill out this big bracket behind me. He's going to talk about how Father Ted impacted his life. He's going to talk about that win over UCLA that snapped the 88-game win streak, and a whole lot more right here on NDTV's YouTube channel. Coach, welcome on. So we print out this nice big bracket for you. You're perfect so far, up until the Sweet 16.
Number one seeds.
So, but let's just break it down region by region. Who do you have coming out of the East region?
Well, I really think Duke's going to be the team to beat because of Williams being back in that lineup. And when you take a look at how they played against Central Florida, you go like, what's that all about? Well, the question was they couldn't make threes. And that's still, and knowing if they end up playing Michigan State, Tom Izzo can mix that defense. I think he'll take care of LSU, and Duke should take care of Virginia Tech. But I think Duke's going to come out on top there, and Michigan State will get there. And I still have Duke getting to the finals. I just really think they are the team, especially with Williamson. And I'm sure this week in practice, before they get to the Sweet 16, Coach K is going to figure out how to attack against zones, as well as what do we need to do to make a few threes to keep ourselves going.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that the thing that would have saved them against UCF would have been their three-point shooting? Yes, that's been their weakness all year.
That was a difference maker.
All right, so down here in the West.
It's amazing how Gonzaga, people forget, but back in November, they beat Duke.
Yeah.
So I think they're still the team that's going to get out. Florida State will play tough. I love the way Leonard Hamilton's team, 11 of them, come at you defensively. But I still think the Zags are big and strong, and I have them moving forward. And then when you go down and look at Michigan against Texas Tech, it's amazing how Beeline can get coaching and get that team ready to play. And so when they get in that position to play against Texas Tech, the only team that survived from the Big 12, I still think Michigan gets it, and I still have the Zags moving on to the Final Four, only because of how good they are and how consistent Mark Few has been with that team over the years.
Right, and you think, I mean, that Michigan team that was undefeated, it was 17-0 to start the season, and they haven't strung together 3 wins since then. So,
well, the question is, that loss at Indiana, does that open up eyes? Just like Michigan State having 2 losses against Indiana. So I'm sure the coaches are looking at those tapes to see where are the weaknesses of Michigan and Michigan State. But I still think the Zags and Duke will survive and end up playing in the Final Four.
Then over here in the South, you got the one Cinderella team, Oregon.
You know, when you looked at that bracket, that 12-5 seed, I'm saying, what's that all about? Wisconsin a 5 seed, okay. But Oregon at 12 after they win the the Pac-12 conference tournament? No. But I still think Virginia's on a mission. They take care of business there. And as far as Purdue and Tennessee, well, I can see Purdue beating Tennessee. Tennessee's been inconsistent when you take a look at how they win and when they lost. But Purdue, to me, has been on this mission. I was shocked how they punished Villanova.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still think Purdue can end up winning, but Virginia moves on to the championship.
A Purdue team that lost to Notre Dame earlier this year.
Well, I'm giving the Big Ten, all 3, a chance in the Final 8 to get there, as you can tell.
And then finally down here in the Midwest.
Well, in the Midwest, which is interesting because this is going to be played in Louisville. I said Louisville. I think Carolina takes care of Washington from the Pac-12. I think Auburn, as we know, when they knocked off Kansas, that was a blowout. But I think Carolina can beat Auburn. I really do. As much as Bruce Pearl's done a great job with that team, Carolina's on a mission because they want to get a payback game against Duke. And then, of course, Houston and Kentucky. I think Kentucky wins it. When you look at how John Calipari has that team ready, as young as they are. But I still think they get too inconsistent and spurts during the game where Carolina has too much consistency for 40 minutes, and I have Carolina getting to the Final Four. And then, of course, when we look at it, I think Carolina beats Virginia. And I think Duke takes care of business against the Zags in the payback game since they lost to them in November. And then, of course, I have Duke beating North Carolina in a payback because, as we know, they lost to Carolina twice.
Yep.
And they don't want to lose to them 3 times. But what's interesting, when's the last time we've seen 3 number 1 teams from the same conference get in a tournament as 1 seeds but get to the Final Four? So that to me is what's interesting about all this and how they really have been consistent. But what it says is when you look at the Pac-12, the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC, no strength, no number one seeds. So that's the inconsistency that we've seen all year in college basketball, and this is why the ACC has 5 teams surviving with Florida State and Virginia Tech in the Sweet 16.
Well, March hasn't been too mad just yet, and all one season, the Final Four, it should get interesting.
Don't tell that to Coach K after that Central Florida game.
But Duke and North Carolina, fun fact, have never played in the NCAA tournament.
That's amazing, all these years. And
this would be one heck of a first matchup here in the title game.
Trust me.
Thank you, Coach Phelps. So we'll have more from Coach Digger here in our exclusive NDtv interview coming right up after this. Thank you, everyone, for watching our exclusive interview with Digger Phelps. For more interview content from NDtv, be sure to check out our YouTube channel and tune in to Shamrock Sports every Friday in the Delkins Student Center.